Today I've come to document Aston, Swallownest and Orton. Thought I'd start with Aston to start with. I've got all the lines of demarcation. I've been doing this since lockdown in Sheffield, and what I've been trying to show people is what's really happening, what's the agenda behind the destruction of our country. And you'll see everything being stripped out. But here we're looking at junction 31 of the M1. And I remember in 1966 when I was only 2-year-old and building the M1 just here. And this used to be the actual main road through Aston. And in those days there was actually a petrol station just here. And it's not a petrol station anymore. I don't even know what it does anymore. But across there is the Gritter place on the other side of the roundabout. So this was the original road into Aston before they put the ring road around it. So every Saturday and every Sunday I'd come along here to my grandparents, backwards and forwards through Aston. So it's quite nice along here. I'm not so sure I'd really want to live near the motorway though, because you can hear that continual noise all the time. But while I've got a bit of a spare space, I say this on a lot of my videos when I'm in Rotherham Borough. I'm not sure whether I don't think he was in the Kiverton rural district. I think he was in another rural district before 1974. And then you got took over by Rotherham Borough. And what I'm saying to people is we don't get value for money from Rotherham Borough. We pay into the club, but we get nothing back. My suggestion is that Rother Valley breaks away from Rotherham Borough. We see a bit of inward investment in our communities. So we're coming to where the new fire station is. Quite a large one, as you can see. Let me get a bit further back because we've got the sunlight on us at this point. So there you've got a view of Aston Fire Station. That's probably why we got lost the smaller stations at Kiverton and places. So we'll have a walk. It always looks quite nice driving through Aston. They've always got nice flower beds around here. There's one round the corner. But the area is known as Aston cum Orton, but Swallownest, right in the middle of it, is probably the bigger of the actual settlements. But I just wonder about people, because if you get out of your cars and walk around, you see litter everywhere. And I think some people have got no shame. I'll just show you the entrance way into Aston. So there you have Aston cum Orton welcomes careful drivers. There's some lovely houses along this point, but I just thought I'd just show you there. Look, Costa Coffee. What does it do to take that home with you? Just chucked out of a car window, I bet. I can't believe the changes since I was born in '64. Like I said, I can remember back to '66 when they were building the M1 through here. Still a nice little bit of countryside around here. It's a little bit horsey around here. And there's an equestrian centre, I think, just here. I think there's a shop. Just show you that in a moment. So here you've got it's Parklands Equestrian. Sale now on. You can see the shop up there. There's quite a few horses around here as well, but it was always a lovely drive through to my grandparents on a Saturday and a Sunday. Now times have changed. The beautiful creatures horses. So I've just noticed here, this little house looks as though it's vacant. So we have an homeless crisis in Sheffield. I'm assuming it's vacant because it don't look very well maintained. Got a homeless crisis in Sheffield, and then we've got vacant properties everywhere if you look around. But we've got the yellow line here. I think I've been in it once in the past. I think the sign should be a bit more yellow though. Looks like it's still going strong. There's quite a few cars in the car park. Good old-fashioned phone box, but whether it's still a phone box I don't know. Oh, it is still a phone box, that. Let's get you a view back of the yellow line. But it's very like I'd say it's farming around here, or it was farming, that's why the buildings are like this. But there you've got the yellow line from another angle. So we've got a really nice house around the corner. You can see an issue that's concerning me greatly at the moment. I'll show you that in a moment, because we've got an Aston Cricket Club here. And I'm just going to pop down here and show it you. So I'm not going to be able to show it you, and I'm not going to walk down there. I'm just going to show you the gate. So it's locked off, but that's where Aston Cricket Ground is. I bet it's really nice, that as well. We've got something called Netherthorpe Grange. We've got an horse sunning himself down there, I think, if you can just see him. So Aston does really well with its flower beds, as you can see, but it's always in the more affluent areas, isn't it? But you can just see down here what was going on about a moment ago, that we're only 60% food sustainable. We've had over 10 million migrants come in since '98. And all we've seen is GDP lowered and ourselves made more poor. But you can see the building houses here. I'm a bit shocked, really, to tell you the truth. I didn't expect to see them building a number of houses down here. We've got a lovely house here. I always thought it was a vicarage, but I've never really walked around here, but you can see it now. Oh, it says rectory on it. Beautiful. It says something else on this side, Swiss cottage. Yeah. You can see how beautiful it is. It's picture book, isn't it? But these houses along here are really nice. Just on the left hand side you start to see Aston Hall. Now it's the Best Western Plus. See another beautiful house there, look at that. There seems to be a big unfairness in wealth in the UK. Some people seem to do extraordinarily well out of it. Now I could be a millionaire a long time ago, but I did have a soul and I wasn't willing to do what HSBC wanted me to do in 2000. That's Mayfield Cottage. I think people can now see why I didn't want to be at HSBC anymore. They've gone into the overdrive since lockdown. But here's the entranceway to Aston Hall. I can't really go in there and film it, but I can show you the lodge. Don't know how well you can see it for the sun. See if I can get a better angle on it for you. Trouble is, this is in the shade and that's in the sun, but we're on Church Lane. So they've really gone into overdrive since lockdown. They used it for their own ends, forcing people to order online. Cashless society and everything else. Lots of things got rolled out in lockdown. It's as though lockdown was a screen for doing a lot more. And I think if people don't realise that, I think they're being a bit naive. That's Coach House. Here we've got the church. I didn't even see what the church was called, so I'm going up, let's have a look. So we're at All Saints, Aston. Now, anybody know any history about Aston? Any famous facts? Famous people? But I'll probably stay pretty much on the main road because a lot of it's housing, you know, like modern 1960s housing around here. So it's pretty much a dead end down there. You can see it's more modern housing just here. But what I wanted to just show you before I show you the church in more detail, this looks like part of Aston Hall. Don't know what that sign says over there. Have a look at the sign on it, you'll see it better on the screen. The Coach House. So let's just have a quick look at the church before we carry on into Aston. So you got Sunday service, 10:30. Just have a see what I can see around the church. It's great for filming at times on a sunny day, but the trouble is it all depends which direction you're in. It does make me think this was probably very connected with the Aston Hall at one bit. Got some figureheads either side of the door, and then something above as well. It's like an angel, doesn't it? Or it is an angel. But some of it looks quite worn, the figurines on it. You can't see much detail on some of these. Makes me think some of these churches could be a little bit older than we think, or they just use poor quality stone on them. What do you say, Dave, Ebony and Miss Aversham? I just want to show you just here, it's like an entranceway into Aston Hall through the back of the church, and that's what I think. It was probably built by the family. You can just see the hall through the back there. I'm assuming that's Aston Hall there. Let's have a quick walk around the back. I've got some walking to do today to cover all of Aston come autumn. I like the look of churches from the outside, but I'm never that keen on the inside. I just don't like seeing Jesus on a cross and all that sort of thing. Didn't like it as a kid and I don't like it now. So it's 12:10 at the moment. Seems a really strange entranceway this. If you look, it's very eroded. Did anybody know what's going off here? What this is all about? I'll just stick my head through. I won't encroach because you know what people can be like. But that shows you the grandeur of the hall just there. We'll get back onto the High Street. It's quintessential English. Saw a very interesting video today from a Pakistani girl saying that they can never be English, they could only ever be British. She's actually standing up for the indigenous population of the UK, saying we're being a little bit downtrodden. Just show you another view of it. Is this your church, Hazel? Because it's beautiful. Well, from the outside anyway. Like I said, there's always more work done around the more affluent areas of a village. I think council tax is very unfair though. I think it should be on the services, not on the size of your house. I think the poll tax was a much fairer system. You own your house, so why should you be paying a tax on the size of your house? It's the services you draw from the community. And if there's 3 working people in a house, it should be 3 times what it would be if there's 1 person in a house. I'll always stand up for what's fair and right. Back down to Aston Hall down there. But I wonder who gets out of the car and has a walk around the community. Because a lot of people will be shocked, or they're probably just oblivious to it. They're being programmed by advertisements, by the state, and the whole UK's been eroded. So much more of the UK look like this at one bit. I mean, I said I was born in 1964 and I've seen some massive changes and I don't think it's for the better. So just here we've got a nice entranceway, and that's down to Commonwealth War graves. Let's have a quick walk down here and see if I can see anything. You're not going to believe it, it's locked. There's so many things that should be open to the public and they're not. We have the same in Southampton. So we've got L&A Beauty Hair. I've never seen so many hairdressers. So really encompassed around the main high street is mainly an housing estate, 60s housing estate. But this road still sort of really encompasses what Aston looked like in the past. Now I think this was the Bluebell pub. I'll find out in a moment. Yeah, it is. But that's been gone some years. Other than saying Bluebell Apartments and me knowing it was a pub, nobody would know. Now they say people don't want to go to the pubs, but they've made it impossible. It's too expensive. And there's another attack by Labour on the pubs. They give you a penny off a pint, and what they're doing is they're going to wang up the business rates on pubs, which will kill them even more. I think there's been a certain attack on pubs. Look at there's flower things everywhere around Aston, you can see. Same, we're having a bit of a problem with the sunlight, but this got a sign on to say Works Up Road. But you can see how beautiful it is today. And if you look at the contrails from the plane, they're not leaving anything, are they? And I don't buy into this dependent on the atmosphere up there. I think there's definite cloud seeding going off. Not today, as you can see. And I think some expert on aviation's actually come out and said it as well. Yes, you do get contrails from planes. You do get contrails from planes, and they sort of burn up very quickly. And what the other stuff, they're messing about with the atmosphere. I don't know what the idea is, but we've had this fog all around the world. It wasn't just the UK. I just want to show you this one interesting building. It's quite nice down this road, but I don't really want to just show you more and more houses. You've had a feel for the houses coming in. I just want to show you this building. I might have to just cross the road. So you can see the building. I don't know if this was an old library of some kind or whether it's something to do with the parish hall. You can see a monument. Let's just go right up to the blue plaque. So really it's a reading room, it says. So I don't know whether one bit was the old library, but same again in Aston. Lovely flower beds around, but you won't see all these flower beds on the 1960s housing estates, will you? But I think this is the only row of shops in Aston, because when I get to Lodge Lane it becomes Swallow-Nest. So I've got all my bearings right today. Sort of got a little bit confused with Wales and Kibberton. Plenty of notice boards. Clean up after your dog. More flowers. But you can see what type of shops are around here. Cafe, home interiors, Cantonese. And then if I come a bit further around the corner, you can see the modern housing. It'll just go on and on to the next road. So we got, see here, we've got family shopper there, open 7 AM till 10 PM. And I've noticed this more and more now, these lock-up things. It's a good idea to some degree, but I'd much rather go out to shops. No way I'm ordering my food every week from Tesco. I've actually worked for Amazon Prime at Rotherham, and it was, I think it was Morrison's or Sainsbury's they used to do the food for, and you have to go in a freezer and pick the food out, and you have to basically, you haven't got time to put the coats on, the gloves on and everything to do it, to hit your targets. It's horrendous, and people wouldn't like to be doing it themselves all day, but they expect other people to be in a freezer. And my view is treat other people how you want to be treated. Work in some of these warehouses and just see how bad they are. But you can just see these housing estates. You've seen the lovely road we've come along, and now it's mostly 1960s housing, stretching right across. But I think we're approaching Lodge Lane, which is the sort of end of Aston. I've got the main features, I think, for Aston. On the right hand side there'll be more and more housing as well. Now this garage is owned by Asda. Asda seems to have gone around now buying out garages. And I've got a little story on this one. I filled up with petrol here once and we still had checks, and a month or so after I'd been to this station, somebody came and told me that my cheque was on the board and I hadn't signed it when I bought some petrol. I was in a really stressful period of my life, and a lot of people probably don't even know what a chequebook is anymore. But it's been modernised as well. It's not the same. I think it was an errand garage. But they're certainly going for the service stations. The Shell one near me has become Asda on the A57 at Anston, and it makes me wonder whether Shell still own the buildings or whether Asda's purchased them. So I think we're getting to the boundary of Swallow-Nest, but it's just showing you some of the typical housing. It's on either side of this main road. So we're definitely coming to the boundary now of, I'm walking out of Aston into Swallow-Nest. So really it's one big community now, Aston come autumn, because there's not the shops in Aston for people to survive on. But just down here it does say something. It said Methodist Church, so let's just have a quick walk down here, down Lodge Lane. The X5 bus from where I live comes down here. So it's quite a long walk down here. I've got a lot of walking, so I'm going to miss off it if there's a Methodist church or whatever down here, but the housing's very nice down here. It's probably a bit earlier than 60s. But other than housing either side of the main road running through Aston, there's not a lot here, I don't think. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. If you can like the video, follow the channel, click on notifications for new videos. So this will go one day, then the next day the Swallow-Nest video, and then the day after the autumn video. So over and out from Aston near Sheffield.